Alright, so you've decided you want to start making really cool, silly little, casual clothing avatars with hoyo models or whatever other models you have. So I'm going to make a little tutorial for you. I'm using the e-girl base, but you can use pretty much any base that you find. Jinxie has a lot of good bases. Really just do your research and see which one has the best outfits that you enjoy the most. The things we are going to be using for this tutorial is cats. You want to get this plugin for your Blender, or else it will not work. I will link it in the description of this video. And I will also link the link to this base. Today, I am going to be using Sucrose as my example because I got a commission for her, so I need to do this anyway. So yeah, I will go ahead and get started with that. So, first off, what we're gonna do is, obviously, you want to import both your base and the character you want to head swap with. So in my case, Sucrose. And then basically what we're going to do with the Sucrose is we're going to remove everything we do not want. So basically we're going to remove the entire body and leave only the neck, the head, and the hair, and then the accessories on the head. So to do that, you are going to select the body right here, the body mesh. You are going to press tab, and then you can click off of it. You're going to go to this little sphere thing where all the materials are. And then I can do select outfit right here. And in some cases, you'll be able to select the entire outfit, no problem, and you can just go ahead and delete it. However, my neck is selected, and we want to keep the neck. We want to keep this little thingy part of the neck for sculpting purposes later down the line. So, to fix that, it's a little tedious. Maybe there's an easier way to do it that I don't know. But what I do is I will go to the area that I want to, keep, and I will press L on the keyboard. So as you can see, it's selected the part I want to keep. That is a part of the body. We are going to right click. We're going to go to separate and then selection. This basically puts it on a separate mesh, and we can combine it again later. I'm going to press tab again, and then press tab again on the body mesh. So now, when I select the outfit, the neck is no longer selected because it is not a part of the mesh we have selected right here. It is in its own mesh. So, yeah, we don't want any of this stuff, so we can just go ahead and right-click and click Delete Vertices. And now we are left with the neck and the head. But bones... Ooh, we'll get to it. So we can press tab again. And just like the funny little mesh, we will also want to get rid of all the bones that we don't want. So we are going to click armature of the Sucrose, or whatever you have here. And we are going to delete every bone except for the neck up. So you want to keep the neck, the head, and all of the bones connected to the head, such as the hair, the hat, the glasses, the eyes. So you want to keep basically all of that. An easy way to remove bones is you can, if they're like in a line like this, you press the bone up top, and then you can go to the bone at the bottom and press Control click, and it'll select all of them in a line for you. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these bones. Oh, I did forget to mention, after selecting the bones, because you do want to do this in steps, you don't want to press Control for all of them because at some point the neck will be selected if you do that. So just go in steps, go by layers, do like arms and cape and stuff. But once you have the bones you want to delete selected, you're going to right click, and then you're going to delete the selected bones. And then you're gonna be like, okay, you want to? And it's like, yes. So now the cape bones are gone, and we're just gonna keep going and deleting bones. All right. So, God, I keep having shit in my throat. So now that we have all of the bones we no longer want deleted, we can go ahead and press tab again so we can go out of edit mode. And as you can see, the thing to move it is all the way down here, and that's not really ideal. So you can right click, set origin, and then origin to geometry. And then you want to go throughout the mesh and do the same thing. So just keep doing origin to geometry, origin to geometry, origin to geometry, and there we go. Very cool. So now when you move it, you don't have to go all the way down here. So I think my base is on the 0 axis, so we can go to item, and then we go to location and put 0 for X. And then you also can adjust it a bit, so you can slide it back, just kind of adjust it however you see fit. I think I'm going to have to shrink Sucrose's head because, oh my god. We're gonna shrink her head down. So yeah, you can use, like, if you need to shrink anything down, you got scale tools, you got all sorts of stuff. Okay, cool. So yeah, I will fast forward while I get this head fitted. You want you just want it to look correct. So, make sure you obviously have armature selected when you are moving stuff around. And it's just kind of, like, figuring out the best position for it. Alright, cool. So now it's in a position that I, enjoy. We are going to go back to the neck mesh that we separated. And, you can do 2 things. So you can't press L here because it will select all of this. So, what you can do is you select the vertices, or you can go to the corner over here and select vertices, by edge, or by face. I do face personally because face is easier for me, but it's really just up to how you like to do it. And then again, just like the bones, you can press Control and it'll select the squares. But you don't want to remove everything, and I will show you why in a minute. You just want to get rid of things that, you can easily get rid of and it won't cause a big deal. Which is kind of a learning curve because I delete stuff that I'm not supposed to delete all the time on accident. And, it's poo-poo pee-pee for me down the line. So I actually think I'm going to move this stuff a little more. And remember, Control-Z is your best friend here. Control-Z is going to be the undo button. So if you make a mistake or want to make something better, you can always undo it. So, yeah. So now you have it in a placement that, you're relatively okay with. There we go. Perfect. So, now we got stuff sticking out. We're going to go back to the neck mesh that we separated. And in the top corner, you're going to see object mode. You can go into sculpt mode. And then I use elastic deform to shape mine. So you can change the radius of how big the thing is. I think you can press G. No, it's not G. Rats! I don't know what G does. Yeah, anyway, I think there's an easier way to... Okay, so you can hold F and move your mouse to change the size, if you don't want to go up to the top corner all the time. And when you found a size you like, you just click. So yeah, and then you just basically kind of hide the stuff you don't want in the neck. And then also, like... So, I'm going to sculpt all of this. And I don't have much on this end, but yeah, you basically want to sculpt it so it looks better. So I finished sculpting the neck part on this model. So now we are going to go to the body mesh of our base that we're going to be using, and we're going to go to sculpt mode on that as well. And we can basically sculpt the neck to make it look a little more natural. So it just doesn't look as, like, polygonal. This is, like I said, this is very much a learning curve. And this is kind of a pain to do. And it's honestly okay to go back and forth between different sculpt modes, or like different meshes to sculpt it to your liking. I do this all the time. This is a little sloppy because I'm kind of rushing it, and I will do a more polished version in the future, but that day is not today. So you just want it to look nice, not jagged. Now that we've done the sculpting, you're going to press the neck mesh and the body mesh and press Control click. So you select both, and then you're going to press Control J to join them back together. But only do this when you're done sculpting. So now that we've done that, we want to go ahead and hide the body mesh. And we want to see, I guess we can hide both meshes. You want the head bone and the neck bone to be aligned. So, to fix that, we're going to go to the armature of our Hoyo character, or, you know, whatever you're trying to merge, and we are going to line up the neck bones with the neck bones of the base. And head bone as well. So you can just, this, here. Yeah, it's pretty much there already, I think. There we go. And it's okay if it's not exact. Just close enough that Cats knows exactly what it's doing. So now we can turn on everything again. And we can go ahead and go to the Cats tab on the side. And then you want to go to Custom Model Creation. You want to uncheck Join Meshes and remove Zero Weight Bones. You don't want those checked. Merge all bones. You can keep that clicked. Merges all bones together that have the same name instead of only the base bones. So yeah, you want that clicked. I think Cats does it for you automatically anyway, whether you have it clicked or not. So yeah, then you're going to merge the armatures. I believe the base is going to be the body, so the base is going to be, you know, the base. And to merge, you're going to merge the Hoyo model, and then you're going to click Merge Armatures. So what that did is it merged the armatures together, and see, they are all under the same armature now. When you are doing any head swap, you always want to go to armature and see if all the bones are under hips. If they are not under, some things will be above hips, but if it makes sense for them to be not in the hip bone, then you're okay. But you want to make sure the spine and the legs are under hips. And you want to make sure the chest is under spine, the neck is under chest. Because sometimes with Cats, it does break. It's not a perfect program. It happens. And then after that, you want to click Armature, and you can click Start Pose Mode using Cats, and you just want to move around different bones, making sure that nothing is broken when you move it around. So it looks like, you know, if I were to look up, it'd look, you know, relatively normal. If I were to look side to side, and then you can move the chest up and down, want to make sure all of that, you know, works out. And if it ends up working, you can do Stop Pose Mode, and you are all done. That's it. Now you can export this as a FBX or a better FBX or whatever you want, and throw it into Unity. All right, now that we are all done with the Blender stuff, now we can actually add outfits. I already put all my materials on this. You can, you know, if you know materials and textures, you know materials and textures. If you don't, there's tons of tutorials about how to do materials and texture work out there. Even I have one for Poyomi. Even though it's not updated, it's my old shading style, it still works. Either way, now we are going to put clothes on this model because she's completely naked underneath this. So what you're gonna do is, you want to take all the clothes off of your base, if it has any. So, like, mine has yoga outfit. I have mine hidden, so I can see this better. And then you want to go into, you know, wherever your prefab is for your clothing, and you want to drag and drop it into the hierarchy. You don't want to drag and drop it onto your avatar, just in the hierarchy, so it's right below it. And then you can, you should edit it to fit as, you know, so, like, yeah, edit it to fit. And then after you've done all that, you're going to go in the top bar, click tools, and I'm going to provide the link to this dress up tool in the description. I use the oldest version. I use version 1.2, so that's the one I use. If you want to try the newer version, you are more than happy to do that. Like, I just don't like the newer version. So I use this old version. It works great for me. So then we get this nice little box that says dressing tools. So you want to make sure that your base model has an avatar descriptor, and the prefab is set to humanoid. As every VRChat avatar, so basically set it up as a normal VRChat avatar. You don't have to do the eye tracking or anything yet. Before you do any of this, I should mention, you want to do the fizz bones on everything. So before you combine them, add fizz bones to the clothes and add fizz bones to the body separately while they are separate. Don't add them after you combine them because it breaks everything. So yeah, just add fizz bones to all the clothes and all the body before you even think about combining them. I'm not doing that in this tutorial because it takes too long. So you click, so the avatar to modify, you put in the base, and then clothes to dress, you're going to put in your outfit, like the whole thing. Then if it asks you to rename it, you're gonna just rename it, and then you're gonna click check and preview. And you want to make sure this says, okay, it seems to perfectly fit your active avatar. And if it says that, you can go ahead and click, test now. It'll take a second. And basically what it will do is it'll make your avatar move, and you can make sure that it is basically rigged correctly. So it looks like it you know, moves with her pretty well, so there shouldn't be any issues. So then you are going to go to the top and click this play button, so you exit out of play mode. And then you can check, I have confirmed that the avatar fits well with no problems. Scroll down and click dress now, and it'll automatically dress the avatar. And that is it. After that, you just create the toggles, and you're done. That's it. So yeah, thanks for watching this tutorial. If you have any other questions, feel free to DM me. Yeah, thank you for watching. Wah!